Welcome back, friends, to another weekly video on how to master your money. And today for you, I'm going to be sharing a story about the importance of doing work you love. We're talking about doing work you love. And I want to talk about this from a very practical perspective. Now, if you watch my channel, you know I talk about this a lot. I talk about finding your passion and doing work you're excited about. But there's a very practical reason why I talk about this so much. And this is actually something they've studied a lot in business school. They've done a lot of studies on people and their jobs. And what they find is very interesting. People are more productive doing work they love. I learned this lesson very early on in my career. One of my first jobs was working for the TV station, E! Entertainment. And working at E! was fun and exciting and interesting, but there was a problem. The problem was that I did not actually like any of the TV shows on E! Entertainment. And I'm not trying to bash any of their shows. They make good shows. It's just everyone has their own personal preference. And for me, those aren't the kinds of shows that I personally will watch. For example, I have never come home and turned on the TV to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And again, I'm not bashing the show. I think it's a great show. It's just for me, it's not the type of show that I enjoy. So imagine if you did not like the Kardashians and your job was literally to go into work every day and watch the Kardashians. So here I was working really hard for long hours for little pay on TV shows I did not care about. And my attitude toward my job was a lot like many other people, that I was there to do my job, and why did it matter whether I liked the shows or not? I was there to make money. So this story happened in 2004, and it's important that you understand a little bit about what was going on at E! Entertainment. So E! Entertainment was actually owned by Comcast, and still is. And Comcast owns a whole bunch of TV stations. And one of the sister stations for E! Entertainment was the Style Network. Now, the Style Network no longer exists, but at the time, it was a growing cable channel. Now, it was much smaller than E!, but they were doing a lot of innovative programming and a lot of TV shows that I liked. There was one particular moment when my attitude toward my job changed. And I realized something important. The Style Network was the only channel on television that had coverage of New York Fashion Week. Now, the Style Network didn't do a whole lot in terms of coverage, but no other channel was covering New York Fashion Week at all. And so I had an idea. What if you covered New York Fashion Week like a major sporting event? You could do all kinds of cool things, like you could have live video streams and slow motion replays and celebrity commentators, and you could take this little week in New York and turn it into a major media event. I was so excited about this idea that I took a big risk. So I wrote up a whole proposal about this new show, and I presented it to the executives at E! Entertainment and said, you should invest your money in the Style Network in building this show. The executives at E! Entertainment were very skeptical about this idea. I'm sure they were thinking, who is this kid and what does he want to do with our money? So, and you have to realize this was a really radical idea at the time. So no one had really fully realized that you could make successful mainstream television programming about the fashion industry. And you have to remember, America's Next Top Model had just premiered its first episode in 2003, and Project Runway wasn't going to air its first episode until the very end of 2004. And so this was a very new idea in an untested market. The executives at E! Entertainment ended up turning down the idea, but they did give us a little bit of money to shoot a new show. And they said, okay, we're going to test this market a little bit. We want you to shoot a small panel show where you would bring in celebrities and talk about fashion. So I started working on this new show, and it was a blast. We were building this new channel, we were working on something new that had never been done before, and it was exciting. And when I look back on those memories, working on this little show was one of my favorite experiences working in Hollywood. Unfortunately, when the show aired, it was a flop. Nobody watched, the ratings were terrible, and it wasn't what audiences were looking for at the time. Now, I think we were ahead of our time, but there were a lot of factors involved, and we never shot a second episode. Working on that show, I learned a very valuable lesson. I had gone from working on these shows at E! Entertainment that I did not care about to working on a show that I was fully engaged in the process. And the difference is night and day. I experienced on a very personal level that you are more productive doing work you love. I am so thankful that I learned about this concept when I was so young in my career, because this is an idea that will help you make meaningful career choices. I know there's a lot of people out there who are unhappy at their jobs, and I would challenge you to ask yourself the question, am I excited about the product or service that my company provides? And if the answer is no, go out and find a company that you can get excited about. So in the US alone, there's somewhere around 30 million different companies. And so you have a lot of choices of different places you can go work. Go out and find what is the right place for you. It does make a difference, because what you'll find is that you will be more productive in your career and happier in your life. Now I want to hear from you. If you have found that it's important to do work that you love, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. I really want to hear your stories as well. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, click on that subscribe button. The best way to supercharge a business is through accounting and corporate finance, and I release a new video every week. So come back and check out next week's video.